Appreciate y'all coming. I thought we played a lot better offensively in this game. We still have to find a way to get off to a faster start. We had 1 3 and out in that game, and that was the first drive. The second drive was 6 plays, had an explosive, and then the next 5 drives we scored touchdowns on. We had a drive of 73 yards, 75, 75, 75, 91. But we need to convert earlier in those games. They're all touchdown drives, which is good. Offensive line performed really exceptionally well, rushed for 254 yards. Miklo continues to improve every game. One of the sacks was actually on him where he drifted to the left, and he needs to learn just to be where he can step up in the pocket in between the tackles, and he'll get that. And we got to continue to work with him on 2 minutes, but he gets better every time that he takes the field. Nashawn Ellerby was what an incredible performance, 155 yards, 4 touchdowns, and so many of those runs were yards after contact. He's really playing big right now. He's playing well. And we put the ball on the ground, but we didn't have any turnovers. That's what kept us in the game, was not having turnovers. Our freshmen too are really stepping up and playing well. Aaron Cephas didn't have the monster game like he did the week before, but he had 4 receptions for 63 yards, but he also drew 3 pass interference, so he's learning how to run routes correctly and how to draw the penalties, during those routes. He is 18 yards away from breaking James Casey's freshman record, and he needs 1 more touchdown reception to break Jarrett Dillard's freshman. James Casey's total yards and Jarrett Dillard's touchdowns. So he needs 1 more. So Cephas is really playing well. Austin Trammell's doing some nice things for us offensively. Also on those fly sweeps. Will Phillips playing tight ends, really improving. Cam Montgomery is getting more and more involved in the offense each week. And I tell you who's really performing well is Austin Walters, playing 2 roles. He's catching the ball on some critical 3rd downs. He had a big-time touchdown run. Really pleased with how Austin's playing the game. Defensively, we've got to get people in 3rd and long and get some stops. Didn't have any sacks. We've been in a turnover drought. We have got to start creating turnovers to help the offense out. JT Ebay tried to play, couldn't go. Houston Robert came in for him, and his first college start had 15 tackles. Really played fast, played well. Really proud of how he played. Emmanuel Ellerby, he's just been absolutely incredible. He had 17 tackles on the day. We're late in games. We're getting tired, having to play some guys too many plays and can't get the stops when we need them late in the games. Hopefully, I think we'll get some guys back defensively that'll help us out. Special teams, Jack Fox, has just been had a monster day, really punting the ball. Even the bad one got a nice roll. And when we onside kicked, had an opportunity to get it. Ball laid on the ground, trying to steal a possession and give the ball to the offense with some field position, but came up a little short on the onside kick. I think ODU is they're getting some guys back. They've had a running back, Lowry, that's 8th in Conference USA in rushing. He has had 4 200-yard games during his career. Have a nice offensive line. They're a lot like us earlier in the year, trying different quarterbacks, and they've settled in on this freshman Williams, who's really is a big lefty, has great velocity on the ball, can make plays with his feet. They've settled in with him. He seems to be really moving their offense better. And then defensively, it'll be the first time we've seen a 4 down in a while. They're big up front, have a great defensive end. And I'll try to say his name, Oshane Menez, I believe it is, number 7. He is a fabulous player, and have a corner, Brandon Addison, that's a great player also. They lead Conference USA with 27 sacks, so they're very aggressive defensively, and they're solid in special teams. I think the job Bobby Wilder has done with that ODU program, moving them from FCS to FBS, has really been been amazing, the job him and Wood Selling, his athletic director, have done just to be as competitive so fast year in, year out. So they're doing a good job there. We're, you know, looking forward to getting on a plane, going to Norfolk, and hopefully playing our best football game. Any questions about last week's game or what we got to do this week?
I guess can you talk a little bit more about what you see in Ray Lowry in that ground game?
Yeah, Ray Lowry, you know, when you watch the film, you think they're just throwing the ball all over the yard, and then you look at their stats and you see what Lowry does for them when he gets in there. He missed 4 weeks early with a hamstring. And he is as big and makes people miss where it looks like he's going to be tackled, but he's got an incredible side cut that he does. And it makes a lot of people miss, a lot of people bounce off it. I mean, he is a quality back.
And then defensively, how much of the performance against Southern Miss do you think you could attribute to fundamentals like tackling?
We had a lot of missed tackles in that game. You know, a lot of it, 4 of our 5 starters in the secondary were missing. So we had a lot of young guys that hadn't had a lot of experience, but they also, that's what they do. They spread you out. If you notice, they were in they got some great wide receivers, and they spread you out and force you into some one-on-ones, and we didn't make those tackles. We've actually, you know, we've tackled pretty well in space, but we just, Saturday I think we had 9 missed tackles, which is more than we've had in a long time.
Seem probably go back to Ellerby a little bit this week?
Yeah. I mean, and you know what? Ellerby's, Nashawn's just been amazing. And we've got Brandon Douglas, too, here that started at corner for us all season, who's really been our most productive cornerback all year. He's really played some good football. I'd like to see him get some more picks, right? I'd like to see him get some picks. But, yeah, and Nashawn right now where we are, Sam Stewart is still questionable. Emmanuel Supka is still out. So you'll see a lot of Nashawn, and he deserves it too, the way he played last week.
It's just the blocking scheme's working well for you. Just so you mentioned him like yards after contact. I mean, what attributes to a guy going off the way he did?
Well, I think you got to start with your offensive line. You know, I think are getting to where are really playing well. Joe Dill, you know, he's played a lot of football now. Earlier in the year, we were struggling with Joe. Trey trusts him now. The tackles trust him, and I think they're staying on track and opening some holes. But I also think Nashawn's, if you see how he's built, if he had a muscle spasm, he may die. I mean, he is as muscular in his thighs as a kid can be. You know, he's hard to bring down. He's fast. He's got an incredible center of gravity. He's got great vision. You know, he can catch the ball well, too. I think just a combination of the O-line performing well with a running back really coming into his own. Nashawn gets better each week he plays also.
How much you expected to see
from Nashawn? Absolutely. You know, he's one back when we were recruiting him where a lot of the bigger schools tried to come in and take him at the end, and he stayed committed to us. So he's a talented running back.
Do you feel like you can give Nico more chances to prove himself now than he could in his first game?
Well, like I said, it doesn't matter how much we know, it's how much he knows, and we continue to try to improve him and to give him more, and it all depends on how he plays. I think Coach Lynch is using Miklo, you know, it's taking a lot of deep shots, mostly to Aaron. I think Miklo also makes us play off schedule when we have a pass. He has the ability with his feet to go get that first down. But it's, you know, it's a young quarterback, and you don't want to throw the whole playbook at him. You want them performing with confidence, and I think every week that he performs a little more, he's going to get better. You know, we're all a work in progress. You know, late in the game, you know, he's got to learn to get rid of a football. If you're in a 2-minute drill, that's where, you know, you can't take a sack. And the week before, you know, we told him he can't take a sack, and he didn't. But he tried to run it and didn't get out of bounds. So every mistake he makes, he also improves his game. He's going to be great. He's just a young quarterback starting in Division I.
Dave, you've done such a terrific job here at Rice. I know this season hasn't gone how you envisioned it. Are are you concerned at all, job security?
Well, I don't, you know what, you can't worry about that. You know what, you do your best you can do, you put these kids first. I'm sure we'll sit down at the end and we'll see, but I don't go to bed at night worried about that. I don't get up worried about that. You know, 30 years ago or 34 years ago, when I first started, I noticed there's a whole lot of coaches that have been let go. You know, Tom Landry, Mac Brown, you know, it's a volatile profession, and as you put kids first. That's why you know, it's why you get into this is for the kids. And, you know, I think we're doing everything right, we're just not winning. And you gotta win. You know, I get it.
But when you play as well as you did last week, obviously you've got the team focused. And
These kids come over here, they're amazing. They come over here and they try so hard. You see how they play. There's not one position group that's given up. You know, people are trying to step up and make plays, and we're trying to get a win, you know. No, at the start of this season, I thought we were an absolute bowl team. Really did, believed it, every player believed it. And we're just, you know, we're down some guys, but we're still playing hard. We're still trying.
ODU's played a lot better recently. What's turned them around?
Just, I think, stability at quarterback and getting some people back. You know, they've won their last 2 football games.